Look at this city. Nice is where time seems to stand still. 7 kilometers of the Promenade des Anglais, where thousands of people come every morning just to live. See these men? Fit in crisp white shirts with that noble gray hair. In Europe, they call them silver foxes. They are the elite at rest. They have everything. Apartments overlooking the Bay of Angels, yachts in the harbor, and bank accounts that could last several lifetimes. But there's a flip side to all this glamour: loneliness. Behind these beautiful facades in huge apartments with high ceilings, there is silence. And Patricia Dagorn smelled that silence. She didn't come here for the sun. She came here to hunt. While these kids on skateboards fly past behind their backs, a story was unfolding that would make Hitchcock proud. A story about a woman who turned caring into a deadly weapon. Look at this city. Nice is where time seems to stand still. 7 kilometers of the Promenade des Anglais, where thousands of people come every morning just to live. See these men? Fit in crisp white shirts with that noble gray hair. In Europe, they call them silver foxes. They are the elite at rest. They have everything. Apartments overlooking the Bay of Angels, yachts in the harbor, and bank accounts that could last several lifetimes. But there's a flip side to all this glamour: loneliness. Behind these beautiful facades in huge apartments with high ceilings, there is silence. And Patricia Dagorn smelled that silence. She didn't come here for the sun. She came here to hunt. While these kids on skateboards fly past behind their backs, a story was unfolding that would make Hitchcock proud. A story about a woman who turned caring into a deadly weapon. The real horror started in 2011. Nice was shaken by the case of Francesco Filippone. Imagine, a strong 85-year-old man, a former builder, who was still walking briskly right where these skaters are now. He was found dead in his bathtub. And again, a suspiciously quick death right after sweet Patricia showed up. When the police finally searched her apartment, they found something chilling: a dirty gray notebook. This wasn't a diary of feelings. It was an accounting book of death. It contained the names of more than 20 men. The details are terrifying. Next to each name were numbers, bank balances, estimated apartment values, insurance policies, and notes like, "This one is very weak," or "This one has a suspicious daughter." She kept track of human lives like inventory in a warehouse. Investigators found out she was working on several men at the same time. In the morning, she'd be a gentle nurse in Antibes, and by evening, she was already poisoning another lover here in Nice. To her, they weren't people. They were walking ATMs. The trial took place in Nice in 2018. It was a spectacle the Riviera will never forget. Patricia sat in a glass booth, absolutely calm. The scariest part? She didn't just lack remorse, she blamed her victims. She screamed at the judge, "They were the ones chasing me. They were obsessed old men, and I just wanted love." It was pure sociopathy. The prosecutor called her a parasite that drinks the life out of people. She was sentenced to 22 years. At her age, that's basically a life sentence. When the verdict was read, the sons of the dead men were sitting in the courtroom. And Patricia, she just adjusted her glasses and looked at them with such coldness, as if they were the ones who owed her something. You might wonder, how did she get away with it for so long? The answer is simple. She played on the age of her victims. In a city like Nice, when an 85-year-old man passes away in his sleep, people rarely shout murder. They say it was his time. And Patricia knew this perfectly. But she got greedy. After the death of Francesco Filippone, she didn't just wait for the inheritance. She started forging checks immediately. That was her first big mistake. The bank flagged a signature that looked like it was written by a trembling hand, but the check was for a massive amount. When the detectives started looking into her, they realized she wasn't just a lucky heir. They found a trail of strange accidents following her from city to city. They discovered she had been convicted before, back in 2011, for theft and fraud, but even that didn't stop her. She was like a ghost, changing her name slightly, changing her hair color, but always keeping that same caring smile. The police eventually found a pharmacy where she'd been buying massive amounts of sedatives using forged prescriptions. She wasn't just a killer, she was a chemist of death. She knew exactly how much to give to make a man compliant, and how much would stop his heart forever. During the trial, the most heartbreaking moments were the testimonies of the victims' children. Francesco's son stood just a few feet away from Patricia and asked one question: did he suffer? She didn't even look at him. The investigators revealed that she had a cold, calculated routine. She would isolate these men from their families. She'd tell them their children only wanted their money, that she was the only one who truly loved them. It's a classic psychological trap. She created a bubble around them, and once they were inside, she started the slow poisoning. Psychiatrists who examined her said she had zero capacity for empathy. To her, these men were like puzzles to be solved. She studied their habits, their fears, and their bank statements with the same cold intensity. She wasn't looking for a partner, she was looking for a payout. And the scariest part is, even after the sentence was read, she looked at the cameras and whispered, "I am innocent." The delusion, or perhaps the lie, was her final weapon. So, here we are, back on the promenade. The sun is still shining, the skaters are still practicing their tricks, and the Mediterranean is as blue as ever. But now, when you look at these grand hotels and quiet villas, you might see them differently. Nice is a city of light, but light always creates long shadows. Patricia Dagorn is behind bars now, serving her 22 years. But the silence in those grand apartments is still there. And as long as there is loneliness, there will be someone trying to profit from it. Don't let the beauty of the Riviera blind you. True horror doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it wears a kind smile and offers you a warm cup of tea. Watch over your parents. Check in on your elderly neighbors, because sometimes the person saving them is the one they need to be saved from. I'm Nice Noir Stories, and thank you for walking through the shadows of Nice with me today. If you want more deep dives into the hidden history of the French Riviera, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The next story is already waiting. Until then, stay vigilant.
Just wait for it. Là, si je dois installer tous ceux qui s'y connaissent. Oui, mais ça me doit pas. Après,